Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe classified G.I. Joe Trooper from the Retro Collection line. I was able to secure two of these because they're troop builders obviously, so we'll be able to take a look at both profiles because there are two different sort of styles you can go with. You can go with a person of colour or a male Caucasian. Both are male. I'm hoping they will release a female version, just for obviously for more troop building opportunities and things like that. But we'll take a look at the packaging and then we will crack these guys open. But before I do that, as always, I hope you guys are enjoying the content so far. I am looking at ways to improve. One thing I do notice, and this is just because of my various disabilities and things, I'm sure some people pick up on it, is that I do tend to sometimes repeat myself on things that I thought I said or didn't say, and I just tend to mirror that and I tend to accidentally repeat myself. So I am looking at maybe potentially scripting my videos. I don't like the idea of that because I like the idea of these being a sort of just off the cuff, natural, let my thoughts pour out style. But for the sake of consistency and for you guys, I'm sure you don't want to see a guy repeat himself 3 or 4 times, so I will be looking to improve that. But onto the figure itself, it's the same sort of retro style packaging we've been seeing with a bit more of an improved cardboard. It is thicker these days, whereas it used to be quite thin and things like that. But it's got some really nice art style of the actual trooper itself. All the logos and things like that. It's on a blue backed bubble, which symbolises the Joes. I believe Cobras always have the red or yellow or orange, if I'm not mistaken. But taking a look at the file card behind, he comes in the same wave as the retro bats. Mine haven't arrived yet for some reason. I did get charged for these at the same time, but for some reason my bats didn't ship, but this guy did. I don't know what's going on there. But taking a look at the file card there, G.I. Joe Troopers are the unsung support staff that keep the G.I. Joe Special Operations Force functioning. Among their many vital tasks, these green shirts provide infantry combat, tactical support, military supply, vehicle maintenance and repair, and sentry duties. Without these grunts backing up our heroes, the Joe team would fail their mission of defending against Cobra. Now, again, even though I've only gotten into G.I. Joe because of the classified line, I'm not sure if this was a actual figure in the O-ring style or if these came at a sort of later iteration of G.I. Joe. So if any more G.I. Joe history guys want to fill me in the comments section below, that would be greatly appreciated, or give me a point of reference. As I said, I'm still reading my compendiums and I'm still slowly trudging my way through the cartoons and things like that. Again, it's just because of a time factor thing. I don't get a lot of free time, and what little free time I do, I'm kind of using to bring you guys these reviews. But we'll crack these guys open and we will take a look at the figure, so bear with me while I do that. Okay, so managed to get these guys out of the packaging, and as you can see already, I've taken the opportunity to already swap out the head sculpt and the hands on the other guy, just that way you can immediately see the difference in what we're getting. I'll go over the accessories on one of them, just to keep it consistent, because they both come with the same exact accessories because it's the same exact figure. But right off the bat, on one of my copies I do have one criticism, and it's kind of a nitpick, but I believe it should be addressed, and that is on this guy. You can see already his leg is immediately starting to separate at that joint there. Now, I believe it should just be a case of popping some heat on there and then squeezing the joint up a little bit more so that way it pops all the way in. But this is how it was right out of the packaging, and that's disappointing because that to me signals that that joint is not as durable, similar to how we've seen with some of the arm joints on these, where even if you just twist it slightly, the whole thing just pops off. And that, to me, is very disappointing, and Hasbro's quality control needs to be stepped up even further, especially given that this is supposed to be one of their flagship lines. Like, this line sells really, really well. Especially here in the UK, it does sell fairly well, though unfortunately because it became a Pulse exclusive, it did kill the line here quite effectively. But hopefully now that retailers are starting to get these again, going from 2026 onwards, hopefully that will pick things back up over here. But I know in the US, G.I. Joe Classified still sells fairly well. But let's get into the details. We'll just go from this guy anyway. Nice head sculpt, as I've said repeatedly with G.I. Joe Classifieds. Their face printing tech is second to none. They do their faces really well, nicely detailed. My only other criticism for this is that I wish it came with a generic masked head as well. Just like a simple balaclava with some shades or something like that. Or similar to like the retro Snake Eyes, where it's just a simple masked head. That way we could have more troop building opportunities with these. Just some simple generic masked head. And then maybe if you wanted gloved hands, you could have gloved hands. But you could easily just say that the guy is a person of colour or a Caucasian guy. He's just wearing his mask for the battle. But yeah, really nice details though, I will say. The Retro Collection does do detailing really well. Like the buckles have this nice little gold on them. So it's nice to see their paint. It's got a little grey grenade here, his knife sheath. I think we've seen this harness before, but I'm not remembering where. I think this is the same one as Stalker uses, as well as maybe Retro Snake Eyes, I think maybe uses this one. Minus the grenade and whatnot. I think it's the same. Maybe it's slightly different. Let me know in the comment section below. But even on his holsters, the buckles are nicely painted in this gold colour with the brown leather, which accents it really nice. For articulation, he has a double ball joint at the head and neck, which is where the neck separates on the other head as well. So plenty of movement there. Standard butterfly joints and shoulder joint right there. Double pintless elbows, wrist swivel as always. Has an ab crunch, doesn't have a ball joint, and then standard waist swivel. Ball joints at the hips, and then he has a thigh cut. Double pinless knees as always, boot cut, and forward facing pin for a rocker. So fairly standard articulation all round, and that's on both figures as well. So I'm not going to go over the articulation on the other. Now, for his accessories, we're just going to put this guy over here. He's probably going to fall over because I've messed with his leg now. This one seems to want to lean backwards a bit more for some reason on my copy, so he's just going to have to stand a bit funny for a second. As you can see, comes with another head, so that's not important. We will dismiss those accessories for a minute. But he also comes with 2 fist hands. And that's for both ethnicities, by the way. So he has 2 person of colour ones and 2 male Caucasian ones as well. And so I do hope they do a female version of this. I'm not sure if that was name dropped or if it's been teased already. I'll have to go back and take a look. It's nice that they're trickling these out. And then for weapons, he comes with, again, I'm not sure what type of gun this is. It's the same one that came in with a Stalker and a bunch of others now. Removable magazine as well, but it's done in this sort of grey tan kind of colour with a darker grey mixed in there. Wish there was a bit more paint on these, but hey, that's what Valibus is for. And then he comes with the iconic laser rifle. As you can see, mine is already slightly bent. Nothing new for Hasbro there. Though the rigidity has been consistent, the weapons are still fucking bent. So again, that's what Valaverse is for. So I'll probably be swapping these out for some Valaverse weapons. But same colours. It's this greyish tan colour with some grey darker grey mixed in there. I do like the laser rifles. I think they are kind of cool looking. They did kind of grow on me. So I may have to apply some heat and then just get some to stand on that, because yeah, look at that. It's nice to know that the G.I. Joes can shoot their lasers and they go off to each side instead of shooting true. And then he also comes with this knife. I believe we first saw this knife come with Hawk, if I'm not mistaken. The original General Hawk Abernathy, if I'm not mistaken. Put in the comments section below. But it's nicely painted. Again, it's in this light greyish, tannish handle, then a nice silver for the blade, and then that does obviously store on the figure in the knife sheath, which the knife sheath is way too big for this, but they're obviously reusing a lot of the Stalker mold for this. And then it comes with a pistol. Don't know what type of pistol this is, so again, guys, let me know in the comment section below. Again, it's the same colour motif. It's this tannish grey and then a darker grey for the handle bit. So still nicely done. Hole for blast effects, and that stores in this holster here. Now, another mild criticism is that they've obviously reused the Stalker and Retro Snake Eyes sort of knife sheath and holster, and because of that, it has this this silencer holster part on there, but it doesn't come with a silencer. So it's a little bit strange as to why they've done that. And then he comes with this nice little helmet that we saw with Retro Duke. So he's not exactly going into battle without a helmet, and that just slides on nicely over there. Then let's get him holding a weapon. We'll give him the dummy here. I'm not very good at posing, so it's just going to sort of stand there with his stuff. And then obviously with all retros, they come with a display stand. The one with the Jones signature is just plain black, doesn't have any text or anything like that. These are okay. I don't tend to use these, if I'm being honest. I only ever use these for like the convention exclusives, and even then I just normally buy sort of generic clear ones, just because it's my personal preference. But again, it's the same accessories for the Caucasian guy. So the helmet sits nicely on there. It's the same pistol. Let's just store that. Same knife. Same set of hands and things like that. So again, no difference. And for this guy, we'll give him the laser rifle just for a bit of difference. Again, I'm not the best at posing, so I'll just stand at attention there. But what do you guys think? Are you planning on getting a couple of these? How many are you going to get? The good news with this, I suppose, is you can pop the head off at the neck and then put a different sort of head on. I don't know how much variety you're going to get with that, purely because with G.I. Joe, for some stupid reason, in my opinion, they don't make the ball pegs universal. I can understand that for between the male and females, but between the males and then the females themselves, I don't get why they can't make the heads universal ball pegs. Just that way for customizers and things like that, if they want to give their character a different look, or if they want to use the character's body for a generic troop builder or something like that. Why they can't do that, I don't know. But as always, guys, I'd appreciate if you hit that like button, as well as leave a comment in the comment section below, and hit that notification bell on the subscribe button, so that way you don't miss future videos. And as always, I will see you in the next video.